All right, everybody, welcome back. Just wanted to give you guys a little update on some of the electrical accessories that we ordered for the camper build, stealth camper. And if you're a subscriber to the channel, you know that we installed the electric panel, the 12 volt and the 24 volt. It's all one panel, and that's installed in the camper on the side box. And there are deep cycle batteries there that are feeding that feeds the 12 volt system. So kind of debated a little bit on what I wanted to have as far as being able to charge those batteries, whether I wanted to run it off of the engine alternator, whether I wanted to do some solar, whether I wanted to have, you know, a plug-in for a camp spot, hardline for you know, to use as a plug-in to be able to provide electricity to that panel. And I kind of decided to go with all three. And for right now, I'm going to show you two that we got in. So we got the solar part in, and we got the plug-in part in. We'll show you these. This is the Renogy 100 watt starter kit. So very inexpensive kit, very user friendly, very friendly for beginners into the solar world, so to say. But this is a very simple kit, very inexpensive. I think I paid $129 on Amazon for this, and I did pay for this. Renogy did not send this to me, so nobody sponsored this, nobody supported this as far as they go. And then back here we have a 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter. I did not go with the Renogy. The Renogy was about I think anywhere from $150 to $200 depending on what you were getting, and that was for either a 1000 watt or a 2000 watt inverter. So I went with this one. This is a fit for less, and it is cheaper than the Renogy. However, it is a pure sine wave, so you have that. You know, that sine wave keeps that current a little bit more stable instead of all over the place. So we picked up one of those, and then on top here we have the electrical plug-in that we're going to mount on the cap of the truck. That's where you can get shore power from campsite, your house, wherever. That's a 30 amp plug. So we'll take a look at that. We'll get these things unboxed. And then over here I ordered some Spartan wires. Those are the red and the black, and I'll show you what those are for. But those are 2 gauge. They come already with the ends crimped and everything on them, so you don't have to worry about them. These are 2 foot lengths, but I'll show you what those are for. So let's get this thing unboxed, and we'll go over the parts here, and I'll show you how this is going to lay out. All right, so taking a look at this thing, pretty simple. It's just one 100-watt solar panel. Comes boxed very well, nice and protected. The corners are protected. Inside that, you saw the box that contained all of these pieces. These are going to be your hookups, your connections from your battery to the solar inverter. So that's what those are for. And they're both marked black. One's not positive and one's not negative, so you're going to have to be careful. Maybe I'll put some shrink tape on here that's red, so that indicates what it is. These are the connections that go from the solar panel. And if we turn this over, you can see that we have the two right here. This, you can see they're marked positive. Where is that? Positive and negative. And you have your little controller box there. But it also has that red ring on the positive one, so you know which one to connect to which. So there's a positive and a negative, and those connect to these here, positive and the negative. So comes with those cables, nice and long. I think these are like 15 feet long, real nice. This is the solar control unit. Get this open here, get this out of here. I'm going to do this one-handed. This one is the Wander. And you see you have your inputs there. Obviously, battery negative, battery positive, solar panel negative, solar panel positive. There's the inlets. We'll have to put some wire ferrules on the end of those. And this one does have the remote control for the on-off. And this is a temperature sensor for your battery. I'll probably order one of those. Be nice to have just for peace of mind. You know, knowing that the battery's okay. It's not gonna explode or anything like that. So nice little solar charge controller. Like I said, this one's the Wander. And it comes with a whole bunch of literature, some stickers, owner's manual, your warranty card. And we have in here, these are the mounting brackets that go on the rail of the solar panel, and then attached to whatever. These are going to go on the roof of the truck. So comes with all those. Nice little system. And what I like about this is, like I said, this is very inexpensive, $129, $130 on Amazon. And you can add to this system. You can add 3 more 100-watt solar panels, because this solar charger can handle 400 watts. So you can add 3 more. I don't think we need it. I might get another one. It would be nice to have at least 1 panel per battery. And if you're familiar with the build that we have going on, if you're a subscriber, you've seen the video. We only have we have 2 batteries in there that are running in parallel, feeding that panel. So this is the solar unit, and it's the one that I picked. I thought it was the best one for the money. And like I said, you can add 3 more, so you can get 400 watts out of this system. And I think the panels are only like $75 each on Amazon. I think I saw them. But this is also the monocrystaline panel, so it's a little bit more efficient than your, I think they're called poly something panels or whatever, but much more efficient than the older stuff or other stuff that's out there. And yeah, this unit's pretty cool. You can also upgrade your charger. The better chargers are more efficient, and you can also upgrade to, I forget which one it is, but you can add your alternator, so you can bring the line in from your alternator into the solar charger, and it'll automatically shut off the solar when you turn your vehicle on, so you can charge your battery by alternator. I think that's DC to DC or something like that. Anyway, let's get the inverter out and I'll show you what we got going on there, and then we'll show you how we're going to set this thing up. Alright, so this is the inverter and all its components, and like I said before, it's 1,000 watts. You know, I don't really need anything too big. It's just for the refrigerator and maybe, you know, like a Keurig or some small appliance. If I do decide to put like a toaster oven, like I can even run a microwave off of this 1,000 watt. Should be able to run it no problem. But if I wanted to go up to like a toaster oven or like say an Instapot or something like that, I should probably really increase the inverter size. So I would go up to like a 2,000 or something like that, or even a 3,000. But for right now, it only has the refrigerator in there. We're not running that, you know, hard or anything like that. So I'm just going to stick with this 1,000 watt, and that should be plenty enough to supply you know, the 120 power to those outlets that need it. But yeah, this thing is the 1,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. Like I said, this thing's from Fit for Life. They didn't send it to me. I paid for everything. So they're not sponsoring this. You got your positive and negative lugs back here. You know, you just unscrew those. Just unscrew these. Pop that on there, and you're good to go. This one has, right here, that out. What we got going on here? So you got two 120 volt outlets. You have your on off. You have your power and fault indicator. You have a USB plug for fast charging. And then you have the wire for the remote, which is right here. So this we will run into the cab of the camper, and that way you'll be able to turn the inverter on and off from inside the cab. That way you don't have to leave it constantly plugged in. I don't have it here right now, but I will have a cutoff switch going from the inverter to the battery to kill the power completely, so there's no parasitic draw or anything like that. I know these things aren't exactly 100% guarantee that you're going to cut all power, so we'll do that. And the only thing I wish this thing came with is I wish it came with lugs to be able to hard connect this to the panel. But what I will do is I'll put a plug in here, and then the other end of that line I'll tie into the panel, into the main breaker, and then that should feed all of my outlets. This thing comes with these leads here. This is what you would connect to your battery. I upgraded. I went out and, like I said, I got these Spartan plugs. These Spartan lines, way better. They are copper. Don't, you know, I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's not a copper end. It is. It's a nickel coated copper end. You can see the copper threads inside there, and so these things are definitely copper. Got these, like I said, a positive and a negative from Spartan, and I think they were like 11 bucks for a 2-foot length. So that's pretty much the inverter. And while we're here, I'll show you, this is also the third leg of our power supply. And this is if you are connected to, if you're somewhere that has shore power and you want to plug into the shore power, you can do it through this. And this is basically a 30 amp plug. It's a 30 amp twist lock plug. We're going to mount this on the outside of the cap, and then we are going to run the wires. I'll get some 10 gauge, and we'll run that also over to the main. on that panel. We'll connect that in, but we will put a kill switch, like I said, again on this line, so that we're cutting, when we cut power, it's definitely cut and we're not feeding back into the inverter or anything else and, you know, damaging the system. So those are the three legs that we have as far as, you know, charging those batteries, providing electricity to those batteries. You got the solar with the inverter. We have the shore power plug-in, and that's pretty much it for right now. So let me get this arranged here and I'll show you how we're going to hook this up. All right, so this is how this system is basically going to work. We're going to have the solar panel mounted to the roof of the cap. We're going to have the wires that I showed you underneath there. We're going to connect those into that, and then we're going to connect the ends of these into the solar charger. And as you can see right there, that's your solar panel. So the positive is going to go in there from the solar panel, and the negative is going to go in there. But first, the most important thing is do not hook these solar panels up to this charger before you hook the battery up. So just imagine this is the battery here. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. It's on the table, it's not in the truck, but just imagine this is where the battery is, and the panel that we have, you know, that 12 volt and 24 volt panel is over here. You're going to connect these two wires here. Get these out of here. These two are going to go into the battery part, positive and negative, and you're going to hook that up first. Then you put your solar panels into the positive and negative terminals on the solar charger from the solar panel, and then the remote control gets hooked up right here, and then you run that line into your camper and mount it wherever is most convenient for you. And if you have temperature sensor, you can take that and you can plug it in, and then you can put that near your battery, preferably inside the battery box, to make sure to monitor the temperature on that. Then out here, the inverter, these positive and negatives, we're going to hook up to the battery here, okay? And then our feed from the inverter is going to go from here, and it's going to run over to the panel and plug in to that 120 side where the breakers are. So that's the basic setup. We'll show you this once we get it in the truck and everything, but I just wanted to give you guys a preview of what we got going on here and what we got in. Like I said, this is the Renogy 100 watt starter kit. Comes with all these things except for the inverter here. So battery cables, solar charger, solar panel cables, and a 100 watt solar panel. And like I said before, one of the things that makes this thing really attractive is you can get your feet wet with this 100 watt system, and then if you want to upgrade to a bigger system, you want to put more panels on, you can put 3 more panels on this for a total of 400 watts. You can go more, but you would have to change out this solar charger, solar controller, to be able to handle that. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we will be back and we'll show you what this thing looks like when it's all set up. To all the subscribers out there, appreciate you guys very much. Thank you all very much, and happy Labor Day. It's Labor Day weekend. To the people who are just tuning in to see what's going on here, welcome, and hit that like and subscribe button. Join our little family. We're starting to grow here day by day, so come see what we got. Come check out the videos. We got a bunch of other videos with the camper build that we're doing, the stealth camper. So yeah, check us out. All right, everybody, hey, have a happy Labor Day, and hope you had a great summer.